Hey dreamers, this is Jade. Welcome back to my channel. I am here to do my flip through for January 2024 in my Hobonichi journal. And so let's go ahead and get into it. This is the cover I decided to use. I really thought the yellow would bother me. And once I got it in person, I really love it. And especially because it has Luffy on the cover. So yeah, anyway, this is my Hobonichi notebook. It is an A6 size. And that's typically what I like to use. I am an A6 girly, so let's go ahead and get into it. And this is January. This is my cover page, and I just have January 2024 through, so however long this lasts me. I started off just saying really no goals for this journal, just vibes, whatever I want to put in it. I don't have any particular thing that or theme that I want to go with or anything like that. So yeah, just did this for January. I have since decided, I accidentally did this for February as well, but I've since decided I'm probably going to use that stencil that I made just to do the the intros and do that to keep it uniform or whatever. So I did do my then and now page. I did not do this on camera, but then is January 1st of 2024, and then I will fill out my now in December 31st of 2024. So then my artist was Ed Sheeran. He was actually my #1 artist on Spotify, which I honestly don't see that changing. Song was Hello. Game was Breath of the Wild. Show I was watching was the One Piece anime. Book I was reading was Crystal Destiny by Christina Blair. Movie I was watching was Legend of the Sword. Snack that I was eating was the Lesser Evil popcorn, pecans, and red grapes. And then what I was excited for was summer. And then the activity I was doing, I was just watching a lot of YouTube, revisiting Legend of the Sword and Sons of Anarchy. And for the first time, what did I do for the first time this year? And I watched, I don't know why I put manga, I watched anime, which I don't think that's right, if I'm not mistaken. I think my first anime was in 2022, and it was Death Note. So I may have to redo that. Anyway, and it says obsessed and basically One Piece. One Piece, everything, okay? I want it. I love it. I want more. I want more of it. Anyway, I ended up making a vision board. I did this just recently, and I just used a pre-made vision board on Canva and dropped my own pictures in it. I really love the aesthetic of this one because you guys know I love me a little like line thing, something like a film strip type of situation. And I love the colors and everything, just kind of dreamy. And yeah, and for my vision board, I went more so with less what I wanted to feel. So pictures that represented how I wanted to feel throughout the year. So accomplished, cozy, free type of situation. So yeah, really love the way that they came out. Anyway, this is the first day of the year for me, January, and I just was recognizing some milestones that I hit. So it had been over a year that I've had to be admitted into the hospital. So I definitely wanted to make note of that. And now it has since been over a year where I've actually had to go to the emergency room. So February 26th of last year, I think I had to go to the emergency room. Thankfully, I was not admitted. But of course that day has passed, so it's been over a year for that as well. Yeah. The first card that I pulled, I am doing like a little tarot journal now. It's nothing too extensive. Was the Fools. I am using currently the Supernatural deck, and I enjoy that deck so much because I love the show. It's one of my favorites. It's like a go-to show for me. So yeah. And so I just put in what the Fools meant. So I pulled it upright here. And then I was watching that show Black Cake on Hulu. Oh, it was so good. Such a good show. And I do think eventually I'll probably end up getting the book and reading the book. So, and what I'm loving here is that I am getting back to my purple. I love purple. It's my favorite color. But I feel like the last few years I've been really into like the mints and teals more, which it's just, those are just such pretty colors. So I'll be using probably a lot of that as well. But I do enjoy that I'm getting back to my purple roots here. So yeah. Moving on, I wanted to make note of the Cat Williams interview that happened early in January. And I think January 4th was like a day or two after the actual interview had hit the webs. And it was, when I tell you, it was all over, the clips were all over TikTok. People were talking about it on YouTube or whatever. And it's a nearly 3 hour interview, but I watched videos on twice the speed anyway, so I'm used to hearing it that fast. And so I decided I was going to watch it. I like long videos too anyway. So, and it was, I feel like this is going to be a canon event. Like, he broke the internet with this interview, and it was a lot of truth being dropped, a lot of things that I think Kat said because it should have been questioned, and he was kind of trying to make the point that you're not asking the questions that need to be asked, type of deal or whatever. Overall, it was just a fantastic interview. I enjoyed it so much. He dropped a lot of quotes and wisdom, so if you haven't seen it, check that out. It is the Cat Williams interview on Club Shay Shay. And then here on the 7th, it's basically me noting that I finally got my tarot journal set up completely, and I was ready to start using it and stuff like that. And so these are the main decks that I plan on using this year. I don't know that I will be adding anything more, but for now it will be the Supernatural deck. This is what I've started off with, so this will be my first quarter. And then I will move into one of these. I haven't decided which one yet. This one is kind of calling me because crows are my animal. Okay, crows are like one of my spirit animals. I love them so much. And then of course the traditional Rider Waite or whatever. So yeah, and here I just was a regular making note of stuff. So I needed to do some shopping. Checked off what I actually was able to buy. Y'all, I went into the store to get peroxide. And why did they not have peroxide, like regular peroxide in a bottle? All they had was the peroxide that you could spray. I didn't need that kind. I needed the one in the bottle. Like, who doesn't have, it was Walmart. Like, how do you, anyway, I was so confused. Anyway, I was so confused. Like, where is the regular peroxide? But yeah, and then it was a new moon in Capricorn. So I had to make note of that because I am a Capricorn. And then I went to Ollie's on the 13th. Oh, I've just realized I have not colored in the dates down here, so I need to get to that. But anyway, went to Ollie's on the 13th, and they had a few items that I picked up. The sticker book, I know I was looking for some new slippers because the ones that I love, they have black like fur on the inside. I don't even want to call it fur, some kind of black material on the inside, and it's been turning my toenails black. At first I was like, is something wrong with me? But I figured out what it was. But I really love those slippers. I've been looking for something similar, and I took a picture of something that's similar, but I didn't end up buying them, and I've since went with something else that I really love. But yeah, and then I do believe I finished the One Piece anime here, at least what was available on Netflix, which I think they had up through like episode 516 or 526 or something like that. They have since added a few more episodes. However, they went from 516 and now they are adding episodes in the thousands, and I'm like, that's not in chronological order, and I'm not watching something out of order. So I may eventually, if they don't get with it and get the right next season, I may eventually just buy or rent subscribe to Crunchyroll for however long it takes me to finish the anime, for what's available. So yeah, and then on the 15th, I finally got my new ceiling fan installed. The one that I had finally broke on me. I love that thing too. It was, for me, it looked, the way it looked, it was kind of vintage and regal, and I really loved it. But it's time to replace it, and so I just kind of chose a gray, sleek new one here, and it's working fine so far. So yeah, this the 17th was my birthday, and so just did the basics with my family and stuff like that. And then it's tradition for me to watch my favorite movie on my birthday, and so that's what I did, which is King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. And so yeah, that was basically it. Love this again. Getting back to those purples. These florals are Live Love Posh. So yeah, moving on to the 18th. I had a Michaels pickup order. I had ordered some. My bad. I had an interruption. Anyway, I had ordered some distress inks from Michaels like over in the night, and I went to pick those up. I bought them because I wanted to use them in my reading journal that I was getting set up. So yeah, that's basically what I was doing on this day. And then also I had a conference, like an online kind of shemangi, and it was the Soul Mission Entrepreneur Part 1. It was two parts. This is actually on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to check it out, you can. It's called Soul Mission Entrepreneur, and it's two different parts. So yeah, you can check that out. And since I had paid for it, because it wasn't originally supposed to be on YouTube, it was like going to be a private Zoom type of thing. So since I paid for it, what the creators or did was offer me a consultation behind the scenes, for like, and I scheduled it for like February or whatever. So that was what I got for that. And so that's basically what was going on that day. And then on the 20th, I was just basically making a note of my sister sent me my birthday card, but the mail don't be mailing as it should. And so it came late, even though I'm sure she sent it on time. So I got it this day, and it was so cute that I made a little copy of it, and I'll show you. And then like even I made a copy of the messages on the inside as well, and the back. So cute. And so I made this little envelope to stick it in. And then I also, I do believe I finally got my cover decorated for this journal and all of that kind of stuff. And we finished Fool Me Once, which is so good. I love all of the Harlan Coben adaptations on Netflix. And I forgot to put this in. I actually have a process video for this, and I forgot to put this in. This came with it. It was a little picture of my pup niece. And so yeah, since I forgot to put it in, I did afterwards go back in and just add it as a tip in. So that's what was happening on the 20th. And then here is this is the 21st. Basically me and my sister, because I've been raving about One Piece to anybody that will listen, and she was like, okay, well, let's watch it together. So she would watch it where she is in DC, and I would watch it. And we would just start it together and watch the episodes together and text back and forth and comment and all that kind of stuff. And so basically I just made a note of it in my journal and just drew this out. This Luffy straw hat and this. So One Piece watch party. And so that's what I did was just take the image, copied it, scanned it or whatever, and put it in here as a sticker. And I should have decreased it more so it's not so blurry, to the size that it actually was in my notebook that I drew it in. But whatever, we get the point here. And then on the 23rd, I had an appointment with nephrology really early in the morning. I think it was an 8 o'clock appointment. And there was some stuff that I needed, for my face from the ordinary. And I was like, well, after my appointment, I can go to Ulta. Was it Ulta? I think so. I think it's Ulta. Because there was one not too far from where my appointment was. But they didn't open until 10 o'clock. My appointment was at 8. And I was like, I don't want to go to my appointment at 8 and be done fairly quickly. And then I'm having to wait around till 10 o'clock to go pick up what I need. So I checked Target's website because they carry the ordinary products. And they had what I needed. So what I did was order it online from Target. And then I got up earlier and just ran to Target and got my order before I went to my appointment. That way I didn't have to stop. And it was perfect. So, yeah. So that's basically what was happening there. Got my order from Target and my appointment. I do believe I did stop for labs, which is near my house, because they always want to take my my blood there. But like, I don't know y'all, and I don't know if y'all are gonna take forever to get. I don't know if you're gonna have to poke me 2, 3, 4 times to get my blood. When I know the lab that's around the corner from my house, those ladies are on the ball and they usually get my blood in one stick. So I was like, I'm not messing around with y'all, and it all goes into the same system. I'll just go where I usually go. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so, yeah. And here it's just a few days at a time. This day I was having the dreams were dreaming, and I just wanted to make note of it. And then this was the 24th, of course, same day. We had a full moon. And I was waiting on the affirmation to come to me, and it finally came to me. And so I did my own little ritual behind it. Excuse me. And then the next day, I had this dizzy spell when I woke up, and something when it was really intense, and so I'm like simultaneously hurling and using the bathroom. It was a mess. So I wanted to make note of that. And then that was what, the 26th that was happening. And then Monday again with the dreams. And I had this dream about a friend, me and this friend, and we had been separated for some time or whatever. And then the friend turned into this dragon with this glowing paw, and we promised not to separate again or something like that. It was very detailed and very interesting and very cool. So yeah, I was playing around in AI. I made this girl and this dragon here. This is another AI image. I've been playing around with that a lot. And so again with the purples, loving it. And so that was pretty much what was going on this day. And that was the 29th. So yeah. And this is my favorites page for the month. So everything media wise that I enjoyed in the month of January. So let's go ahead and go through this. My watch list was Black Cake, The Equalizer, the movie with Denzel. I think it's the third one. The latest, whatever the latest one is, was what I watched. And then that show Berlin, watched that because it's kind of a spin-off of Money Heist, which I love. And then, of course, the One Piece anime, and I watched First Wives Club. That was really good. And then I watched one of the One Piece movies that's available on Netflix, which is One Piece 3D 2Y, which is what I needed to watch after finishing the anime, because this went directly after that as far as the events, the sequence of events. And so, yeah, and then, of course, Legend of the Sword, my favorite. And then I watched One Piece, the actual live action again. You'll probably see that a lot. Because I'm just obsessed with it. And then American Nightmare, that was very interesting. And I just, like, the police don't be wanting to do their job, man. Like, what is happening? Anyway, I stamped this show, Can't Stop Watching. And of course, I stamped it by One Piece because I really cannot stop watching it. Both the anime and the live action, I can't stop watching it. And then, of course, Fool Me Once Again. I love the Harlan Coben adaptations. And I actually knew what was going to happen because I read the book of this one. So when it started, I was like, hold up, this is familiar. And it finally came to me. I was like, okay, I read this book. I know exactly how it's going to play out or whatever. There were some things I forgot about. But, yeah, it was fantastic series. So, really loved it. And then Murder at the End of the World. One Piece again. And then Boy Swallows Universe. That was an interesting show. And then Tarzan, The Legend of Tarzan, the live action. I really like that. This is probably my favorite Disney live action movie. And then Detective Forest. That was my entire watch list. But the ones I wanted to feature, of course, was Black Cake, because that was so good. From start to finish, that was good. The One Piece anime, as I said, I cannot stop watching it. I have since started over, and again, I probably will be getting Crunchyroll soon so I can continue on with the story. And then King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, always a favorite. And then One Piece, the live action. Oh, there are no words to express how much I loved this show. It is so much fun. And then Fool Me Once was the features. And then on repeat, I think everybody had this song on repeat. Made for Me by Money Long. And there is this father, I think their father and son duo on TikTok that has pretty much owned this sound because they keep making skits to it and it is hilarious and they are getting it. So if you've not seen that, check it out on TikTok. And then I recently got back into listening. This is an old repeat of mine. I used to listen to this song all the time. I don't remember when it came out, but it's been a few years. But Back Pocket by Wolfpack, and it was like on a commercial. That's when I first heard it. So I was like, let me look this up. And it goes like, put it in my pocket, put it in my pocket, in my back pocket, put it. Okay, I think you got the idea. So yeah, definitely listening to that on repeat that day. And then the books that I read, my entire read list was Crystal Destiny by Christina Blair, the One Piece Omnibus Volume 1, which includes the Volume 1 Omnibus is 3 volumes in one. So I read Volume 1, 2, and 3 of the East Blue in One Piece, the manga. And this is the first thing. This is the first manga I've ever read. So they're really enjoying that so far. I do have the second one, and I just got the third one. The Omnibus. I'm buying the Omnibus edition. So there's always 3 animes or 3 mangas to one book. So yeah. And then The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. That was my first audio book. And that was pretty good listening to that. And then a book called Her Grumpy Neighbor. And it's actually Her Grumpy Neighbor Until Halloween by Eve Pendle. That was pretty good. I mean, nothing to write home about, but pretty good. And then The Landauer Legacy by Victoria Holt. I really enjoy. She's like kind of an old school writer or older writer from like maybe the 80s and 90s. But I enjoy her stories. And I have collected a lot of her books from this used bookstore in my area. And I'm trying to get through them now. So yeah, that was pretty good. So yeah, it is kind of in line with what they consider gothic romance. So they kind of have a formula to them. So they come to be a little bit predictable. But this one was pretty good. So that pretty much wraps up January in my journal. I have since moved into February doing my entries there. And hopefully I will be caught up and can keep track daily or whatever. You know, not be behind. Let's put it that way. So yeah, that is it for January. If you have any comments or questions about anything, please leave those below. I trusted you all. Have been safe and well, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.